Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 79 of Cross Atlantic Gaming. I'm your host, Risky the Kid, and joining me this week are my co-hosts, Chocolate Bear.
Oh, hello.
There he is. And Moose.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, guys? Just the three of us. We can
Yes,
make it
sir.
if we try.
Just the three of us.
That's perfect. All right, not much to talk about at the top of the show besides what we've been playing. So let's get into that. Moose, we'll start with you because you've been playing more of a variety of things than Chocolate and I. So
I've been dabbling.
yeah, you picked up NBA 2K20 after enjoying it last year, so that's
I did.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on in NBA 2K20? You enjoying it?
Well, yeah, and don't pay full price for this game.
Fair enough. Good
So,
disclaimer. At the
Yeah,
top.
but I got the Legend Edition, which came with a bunch of gold and, I don't know, a bunch of crap I didn't really need.
The stuff to win, to spin the slot machines.
Right. And it was half off, so I got a $100 game for $50.
Oh, there you go.
So it was, it was intriguing, and I did a bad thing, and I just went ahead and bought it. But then I played it last night from about, 10:30 till almost 3 a.m.
Good Lord.
You
What
betcha.
were you doing for 5 hours in NBA 2K20?
Dude, the writing in that story career mode's pretty good. So
Is
it's
it another Spike Lee joint?
I don't know if it's a Spike Lee joint, but it's a star-studded cast for sure.
Oh, damn.
It's got Idris Elba. Now I can't think of anybody else, but Idris Elba.
Do you need anyone else, really?
Right. And he talks in an American accent, so you have to worry about him, pip pop bibbidi boo, all that.
Toodaloo and ta-ta.
Exactly.
Half of our listeners.
That's fine. They know me for me, right?
That's true.
So it's a really good story, but to even just get into the create a character thing, it's about a 3-hour slug to get from college basketball into the NBA to where I think you can go into the neighborhood and actually play street games and stuff before that, but I was just hooked, so I just kept going. I was like, all right, I'll go to bed after I make a team, and
Who'd you get signed to?
The Nuggets drafted me, dog. Home team.
What?
Yes, sir.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know. I put them as my number one, preferred team, and then I did good at the combine, and so.
So that's cool. If you do well enough at the combine and
Right, you
it's
kind of can.
top of your list, you kind of can earn it, I guess.
Yeah, my top three I think was Denver, and then Portland, and then the Lakers.
No love for New York, huh?
Sorry, Brad. I'm a West Coast boy.
Did you get to? You started in college. You said. Do you pick a college team at all, or do they just kind of give you a team?
No, you're in a no name.
So not an actual school, probably.
Yeah, it'd be like the Missouri Southern Conference or something like that, and you take this team. Basically, you're a player that should have came out one and done, but you make a friendship with your academic advisor, and she advises you to stay in school and just see what happens and blah blah blah. And basically, nothing really well goes for you. So you could have been a lottery pick, after your freshman year in college, and then coming out as a senior. You do some kind of political statement, which kind of makes everybody not want to touch you. And so you've got to start from the bottom and work your way back up the ranks.
Started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah, well, we ain't here yet. I get 2 minutes a game right now. So
So how does that work when you're playing that type of mode? Do you you just get to play those 2 minutes?
yeah, exactly.
That's it? Okay.
It says you can watch the game if you want, or you can sim it, and it'll just show the scoreboard and the minutes going by super fast.
And then pop up, and then
If
it
you
puts
get
you
subbed
in
in,
control when you get put in. Cool.
Yeah.
And then you just drain threes, or are you a giant center?
Oh no, I like making myself. So I'm a 6'4", 220-pound shooting guard.
All right.
Just a little guy amongst all the trees out there.
What's the shooting guard?
It's like the guy that stands off to the side, but he's kind of like the point guard. He handles the ball a lot. He passes.
He shoots a lot of jump shots.
Yeah, but he stays outside and he drives in and dishes the ball to the big guys.
Oh, okay.
So I'll stream a game and you can watch me a little bit, Bear.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Teach me
Learn
the
them real
ways.
good.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you can stream cricket and tell me what the hell's going on there.
No, nobody wants to do that. That game's so boring, it's ridiculous.
Dude, I actually watched a Netflix explained cricket thing, and it was somewhat fascinating.
It's a bizarre sport.
You know what I'm talking about? that Netflix Explain series? They're like 20-minute long little segments and they just go in depth about one certain topic.
Well, I've watched the one with the toys, which is amazing.
Oh, okay. That's a different one, The Toys That Made Us.
Yeah, but I haven't seen the one about cricket. But I'm still fascinated that they go in and have lunch at half time.
Yeah, tea time.
Tea time?
Yeah, it's
And
ridiculous.
some of those matches used to last a week at a time.
No,
It's ridiculous. And there were no borders or boundaries anywhere, so the ball could literally just go
forever.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a bizarre sport.
So, oh well, NBA's fun. If anybody's on there and wants to try to get a squad together, i.e. pro clubs on FIFA, let me know. I'm not going to be good, but we can get better together, right?
They have like a 5-person mode then?
Yeah, they got 5-on-5.
Similar?
They have 3-on-3.
That's cool.
Yeah, they have all sorts. I think they have like the trampoline mode that's back, like slam ball.
What?
Yeah, dude.
I didn't even know that was a thing in the older games.
It's so awesome. Yeah. So,
slam ball.
Dude, there's like, that's the good thing about NBA. Like, you're getting your money's worth. They have, that's all just in my career. And then they have my team, which is kind of your ultimate team mode. They have my franchise, which is like your career mode. They have just online playing. They have ranked mode online. Like, there's probably like, I don't know, I would say 20 or 30 different game modes, you know, in and within the other game modes on this thing. So you could play forever.
It's a lot of content, yeah.
Right.
That's good though. If you're gonna do it right.
Exactly.
So they have the Ultimate Team mode, but you haven't spent all your deluxe edition coins on packs yet?
I just juiced my guy up. I just spent all that money on buying skill points.
So that's cool that you can use it across different modes. It's not just limited to one thing, I guess.
But that's a bad thing too, because it all carries to each mode too. So you could earn a bunch in one and just go lose it somewhere else, kind of like at a casino. That's why people are saying this game is kind of not cool. But you know, if you know what you're getting into, then I think you're good.
And if you like basketball games, there you go. There's not another option at this point.
And it's
NBA Live not being a thing.
It's been the best game since 2K came out. So,
and that's half the reason that I think NBA Live is just like, no, we can't compete.
And they have like an ironclad contract on the NFL license, so they're like, whatever, do your thing with basketball.
NBA, but yeah, I got you.
No, I'm EA's got the ironclad contract on
so
Madden.
NBA Live isn't really as big of a deal because
they're just like, whatever, I guess
big money in NFL.
Make a basketball game because we have to.
Yeah, and they have FIFA, so
exactly. So they got a couple money printing machines without basketball.
Exactly. Fair enough.
Yes, sir.
All right, Chocolate. How about we talk some Star Wars?
Yes, finally jumped into to Star Wars. That game is pretty.
I'm playing it on my OG PlayStation, which is fine. It still
looks like mud, doesn't it?
Sometimes you can definitely tell that it doesn't perform as well. Like, I'm sure other people aren't having issues, but there'll be times where my guy just I lose frames.
Yeah,
completely. They just drop, and I'm like, what just happened? And then I fall through a wall or something. Like, I've had weird things like that where I haven't seen anyone complaining about it technically at all. So it's kind of
I've had some issues where texture panels would just flash white. You know what I mean?
Okay,
like a piece of a wall or something would just not render, so it would just be white. So that's all I've had is just kind of technical glitches like that, but nothing as far as game breaking.
I can imagine that in these cutscenes it probably looks way better on the One X and 4K because sometimes when I'm watching these cutscenes I'm like, this isn't the best looking thing here, but
it looks
the worlds
like a movie.
I think look really good.
Right.
No, it's very very flushed out, and that combat though is
so fun.
So I played. What's the one above story mode?
It's just Jedi, I think. That's what I'm playing it on.
So I went to Jedi, and I think within 15 minutes I knew this wasn't going to happen.
This is not for me.
Yep, I was like, nope, I am out. I got destroyed by some huge pig thing on their first planet. Backed out straight away, went to story mode. I thought, no, I'm happy to enjoy the story and continue on.
So in story mode, does it respawn you right where you die?
So you don't die.
You don't die?
You do. Hang on, this is
when your health bar's gone, you don't die?
No, I just meant I didn't die.
Oh, okay.
I have died a few times. Yeah, as far as I know, it spawns you where you are.
Okay.
The only that's, mind you, that's every time you fall off a cliff. So
Right.
actually
No.
dying.
But, yeah, when you lose all your health bar.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because it hasn't happened often.
I would say that's
You guys need to challenge yourselves.
Nah, dude.
Yeah, it's
limited amount of time. Being able to beat this game in like 10 hours was really nice.
Like, I never played Dark Souls, but I know exactly what you guys mean when they say Hollow Knight is Dark Souls. Because when you die in Jedi mode, if you haven't been to one of those little save
The
points
meditation
where
spots.
Oh, yeah.
then you lose all your progress, all your XP, everything, and you start over
God.
like it never happened.
At
It's
least it
the
gives you.
worst.
What I've come to find is like before a lot of big battles, they at least do have those outside or nearby.
Right, or they unlock a shortcut to where you can run back to one real quick. And
Or
then,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that for sure.
So playing on the Jedi and on story mode, when I did see that if you kill the thing that killed you, where you lost all your XP and everything else, once you killed it, you would be able to regain your lost XP and your progress and blah de blah de blah.
Oh, that's cool. I definitely didn't know that was the thing.
No, I died a lot.
Yeah, that's a thing. Also, it's just like Hollow Knight. Like, you go back and claim your body, and then it'll
Yeah.
give you back all that crap.
Okay, cool. I mean, that's a good mechanic then.
Right.
Yeah, it's good. But fighting's hard, and I have noticed the camera does sometimes. If you're in a tight,
biggest complaint.
yeah,
Got
if
to
you're
use
in a
that
tight
enemy lock
spot-
button.
It does. I
yeah.
feel like it didn't
Right
even matter
thumbstick in.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I need to. I haven't, but if you get into a tight corner, there's been a few times I've been in a very tight kind of tunnel, and the camera's panned, and then it just feels like it's like a door. It's swung on its hinges. It's gone its full force, and then bounced back.
Yeah, like it seems like it doesn't know. Like it just kind of like crashes the camera, and it's like I
It
don't know what
gets
to
stuck
do.
where- yeah.
Let
Yeah.
me spin around real quick or something. I'm like, no, what is happening?
Definitely, but other than that, I mean, I'm enjoying the game. I'm enjoying the story. A few niggly bits on the mechanics, but it's great. It's Star Wars.
Right. It's a good story. It's a new story. That's what my wife was asking me. She's like, where does this take place in the timeline? And I'm like, I think it's after everything, but I have no idea, to be honest with you.
Nah, it's between 3 and 4.
Perfect. I'll tell her.
And as you get further into the game, that becomes more apparent.
I wouldn't know either way.
I'll leave it at that, I guess.
3 and 4 is not the first ones, right? That was 5, 6, or 4, 5, and 6.
First ones are 4, 5, 6. And then
Yeah,
the prequels
so
are 1
this
through
is
3.
Clone Wars?
This
No.
happens after, like, Order 66 was the thing where they killed all the Jedis, or were supposed to.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that
In
happened in
number
the
3.
second
And
movie.
then A New Hope
it
is
second?
number 4, correct?
New Hope was 4.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think it was the second one, Chocolate.
So it's right before A New Hope.
Yeah, and so this kind of takes place then.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the story's good. I think that it's a very simple thing what you're trying to do. You're just trying to retrieve an artifact, and that's kind of what the story is. You're just making your way to do that. You don't visit a ton of planets. Like I
wish
said,
there was a fast travel. I really do. Like, once you
that's-
complete your objective, I wish you could just fast travel or like.
That's one thing that really bugged
Yeah.
me, and it like I understand what they were trying to do. Like on your way back, you had
Make the
unlocked
game longer.
You had unlocked like shortcuts or whatever, and like
Mm-hmm.
in a certain scenario, it turned on a bunch of these like air jets that would be able to make you so you can jump further and like hit wall runs and stuff that you
Right.
normally couldn't. So like they go out of their way to try to make it easier for you to get back to where you're supposed to go, but I feel like you're not really missing out on anything by not doing that. Like every enemy I ran into on my way back to my ship from each mission, like I wasn't stopping to fight people because I was like, all right, I just need to get out of here.
Right.
So it didn't really add anything for me, just like extra time to rerun all the stuff I'd already done.
Well, and then there was one on the green planet that, like, I got to the point where I started, and there was a vine that was so far away that I couldn't get to. So obviously I missed some sort of double jump or something on that planet, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've got to go back and find it. And
It's so frustrating not having the double jump straight away and being kind of trying to retrace your steps to get your powers back.
That's
Right.
see,
Drive me mad.
as much as I don't like that, I kind of love like the power creep of you slowly figuring out your push, your pull,
right?
Like all the different things you're gaining back slowly
as opposed
over time.
To the Force Awakens game where you literally just here's a new button to push.
Start off just murdering everything. I enjoyed that, and I like how if you stop at like the workbenches throughout the way, you're always like upgrading BD1. Like he just keeps getting new, and that's where the Metroidvania part comes in.
Right,
like eventually you get to a point where you get something where you can take what are the lines you slide down? Zip lines. You can go up a zip line, like once you get a mod on him.
Yeah, I need to do that. I need to find that mod because there's a secret that I can't get to, and I'm just like, well, this is dumb.
Yeah, and that's the one big thing. Once I got to like the end of the game and I had everything unlocked, it was now I knew like all those things I had seen made so much more sense. Or like certain walls you weren't able to scale until you got like a certain thing to help you climb certain walls, and just I don't know. I love learning that stuff as you go, or like kind of getting it as you go. Like the Metroidvania stuff that they're doing, I think is awesome. But I think what you get out of going back and doing these things isn't super great. Like there's not a ton of good side content, I don't think at all. Like you're kind of just going to get collectibles
to get them.
Yeah,
there is one thing that I gotta say that I'm a little bit disappointed and ashamed of in this game is the Wookiees look
so
terrible.
Bad. They look
so
bad.
Oh my gosh, they look like swamp monsters or something. I don't even know.
They're like way too like skinny and tall, like
and they're like
hairy
dreadlocked out, like everything. It's just terrible. It looks like like the Wookiees from like Battlefront on the Xbox.
Yeah,
or the 360. It's terrible.
So I've just unlocked. I'm gonna murder the planet's name.
Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk.
Is that where the Wookiees are? Is that the green one?
Yeah, so I've just unlocked that planet, and I was just going to fly to Kashyyyk and go through the mission.
It's a great mission.
Thank you.
But they just look awful.
I
want your opinion on
so disappointed.
The beginning of that mission is so good when you're like going through the swamp. And there's like AT-ATs off in the distance.
Yeah.
And you get to like scale them and stuff, which I think we saw in previews and stuff.
There's all sorts of good stuff we can't spoil.
Yeah, dude. There's.
And do you reckon it's 10 hours?
It's probably
on easy mode. Between 10 and 15 for sure.
Did you finish, or you think you're right at the end?
No, I beat it. I beat it last night.
And leaves it open ended for a continuation.
I mean,
or a New Hope, the continuation.
I mean, it finished up what was happening here, but it's like these four obviously can go on other adventures and stuff. Like I think that the story gets wrapped up nicely. But there was because I told you that I thought I was at the very end, but I was like, unless they do some kind of weird bait and switch, which they totally did.
Nice.
So I got to what I thought was the end, and then I was like, oh no, it's not. But that like the stuff that happens after that, it's so good, dude. You definitely need to get through it. Everybody does. The ending of that game is pretty dope.
Well, I will keep grinding on Jedi mode. I told myself I can do it, so I just like to play games on the mode that they, whatever's set as default.
Yeah, in my head it was kind of like I was either playing it on Tomb Raider mode or I was playing it on Dark Souls mode, and something about playing it on Tomb Raider mode right now, with it being more of an adventure than a Dark Souls where I have to like learn everybody's patterns and fight them 5 times to beat them. Just I don't have time for that right now.
And the faster you get back to the crack pipe, the better, right?
Hey, no, this just lets me start my next side piece next to Destiny. Okay.
All right.
No, I think I thought it was really good though. Like you said, combat's great. I think the music was dope. It's very Star Warsy, like orchestral. It's good.
Yeah, it feels like a cinematic experience for sure.
Yeah, I think the cast is pretty good. I have a hard time with Cal, with the main character.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I was gonna say the exact same thing. I dislike that guy.
Was there? So what was your reason for it though? Because you've seen him in other things. Oh, his face.
I hate his face.
I hate his face. That's messed up.
I don't know what it is. I don't think I was keen on him. So he's the guy in Gotham who's the
Joker.
And I wasn't overly taken by just the face in Gotham. And then someone mentioned it in Discord, and I was like, that's where that face is. And then my hatred switched, and I was like, I hate him. Oh. So yeah,
and for me it was he's the gay brother in Shameless, and like I've watched 9 seasons of that. Like I love the Gallaghers, that's one of my favorite shows, so like seeing him in this role is kind of like, oh, what the hell? Like, this is what happened after that show ended. He became a Jedi. Okay. As far as the I'm real bad with names because I'd never remember them, but the pilot of your ship,
I think alien dude.
He's so good. I loved him as like a companion, and just being like his character is just perfect. Exactly
like
who I
rough
want
around
shuttling me around.
Rough around the edges, tell you how it is, doesn't take any crap.
So that's really good. But yeah, man, I don't have a ton of complaints, and when I do, they're little things. I think this, as far as this being like a Star Wars thing in the Star Wars universe, there's not a ton more you could ask for besides I'm hoping for some DLC. And if that's what I come out of after beating a game, like, I want to play more of this. I want some DLC. Like,
it's pleasantly
highest praise for me.
Go ahead, Bear.
Sorry, I was going to say, how do you feel with the kind of, I don't want to say the nod, but the kind of the Titanfall feel of wall running and...
It's good.
Do you think it should be there? Do you think
Jedis could do all that?
I think it's fine because they're Jedis. I think if it was anything else, no, then it's kind of just like, oh, that's the thing from, like with Apex. It's kind of just like, oh, that's from Titanfall. But
you just don't like Apex. Give it up.
Nah, I mean, sure, I guess. I guess all those guys could wall run, maybe. Some of those guys are pretty heavy set.
Is there?
Is there not?
Nah, just the slide for miles.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. I threw it. I threw a fake thing into Apex just so I could talk shit about Apex.
Exactly.
That's where I'm at right now.
Give it a shot. Let's play it for one whole day and see if you still hate it.
I was gonna say I think I'm forced to play some of it this week now because of that.
Either that or Fortnite. Ugh, I just shuddered.
All of this sounds terrible. Yeah. Overall, this is it's probably a game of the year contender for me though. Which half that's probably because.
There's not a lot there.
A lot of stiff competition this year, and I haven't played a ton. Like, I still have some stuff I have to get through, but
there's stuff coming in the news about that too. So
yeah. Any more thoughts about Star Wars for you guys?
Gotta finish.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be mainlining this then till I finish it.
Definitely beatable. So I say do it,
dude. 3 games in 1 year, Bear.
Well, I think it's more because I did.
Gotta be more
beat the Division 2, didn't you?
Division 2, Katana Zero.
Oh my gosh.
COD.
Were both
Gears.
the Clive games in this year too, or was that last year? I think that was last year.
I feel like the Clive thing has been going on for like 3 years somehow.
Yeah, no, Clive. I haven't finished Clive 2. I could try and do that.
Even Moose has beat Clive 2.
I know. It's slightly embarrassing.
I think my time was like an hour and 17 minutes. So
I think I'm only going to pick games that were released in 2019.
I think that's a good idea.
Yes.
But you could literally beat Gunman Clive just playing on the toilet for a week, Chocolate. If that helps you at all. Just play that game on the toilet 15 minutes each time and you'll be done in no time.
Yep. No doubt.
Sounds good.
But you got to quit dying.
Speaking of toilets, Moose, you're playing some Diablo 3.
What do you mean toilets?
You
showed some interest in.
I know it was
that
unnecessary.
Game.
It was a joke. Okay, I have nothing against
Diablo. You're just
Diablo.
being mean today.
Tell me about. Yeah, it's just me. That's who I am. Tell me about Diablo 3.
I am just trying to get through the campaign just to see what this game's all about. I bought it on sale for like $30 last year or 2 years ago, and just put it on the shelf. And with all the new Diablo stuff coming out, I just wanted to see what this one was all about. So I think I'm almost through Act 1. And it's fun.
How are you liking this type of game, like the top-down hack and slash?
I like the Ultimate Alliance games, so
yeah.
It's really similar, and I like using range attacks as opposed to melee in these type of games. So I'm using a Demon Hunter, and it's just all bows and crossbows and knife throwing and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
So if you're not playing with other people, because I know this is obviously multiplayer, like co-op, if you're not playing with other people, do you have like other people in your squad, or do you just go solo?
Only in certain points of certain missions, like when you go rescue somebody and they join you, or you guys go out on a hunt to like find something, or if it associates with the story, then you can have a companion with you, but it's mainly just solo.
Okay.
So it's fun. It's definitely. I don't want to call it mindless, but it's mindless. You just literally just push buttons and stuff happens, and it's fun.
I would say this is probably like a lot of the this game's specific where you can only do what you're doing for so long, I feel like, and if you want to do harder content, that's where you have to stop button spamming and actually like work on builds and blah blah blah. So,
and that's the thing too, is like you don't even unlock all your like attributes and different things that, because like you have different buttons, but then you have different modifiers for every button also. So you don't unlock all that crap till like level 75 or something like that. I'm talking out of my butt right now, but it's a really
higher level.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, it's always constantly progressing and always changing your character. So I think that's what keeps you in it.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. And I feel like isn't loot like a huge thing as well, like getting the right gear and stuff.
Yeah, and you know, they have like these little like goblins that have just a bag full of gold. And if you kill them, they always drop you some good loot. So
it's awesome.
Yeah, they just, you know, that game is all about loot. That's all it is.
Are they still doing the seasons?
Yeah.
They just... Oh, good.
And I'm just playing on the normal campaign right now, just because I've never done it. But Scottman just told me that they just started a new season. Like, was it Saturday or Friday?
I think it was Friday, yeah.
Yeah, so it's perfect time to jump in and start a new character, because the way I understand it is through seasons, you only play that character for that period of time in the seasons, and then it just wipes, and you start over with a new season. But I'm not sure, like, if the gear carries over or what. So.
Or maybe if you reach a certain level, you get to keep some stuff. Or
right,
something.
If you could put it in your stash and then load it onto other characters or what.
Yeah, Diablo's another one of those where, like, the year it came out, I didn't have a ton of interest in it, but then Black Friday rolled around and it was like $20 for a hard copy of it. So I've had a hard copy of Diablo 3 forever. I've just never actually started it up.
Right. The first year was rough though, wasn't it, for Diablo?
And it tells the story kind of the way The Witcher does, through like storyboards and animation, and that's really tough for me to pay attention to, because immediately, like, I'm in such a terrible habit now of like cutscenes start and I go to my phone, I go to the Switch, I go to the bathroom.
Literally
like,
missing out on every piece of story.
Right. I'm just like, whatever. Just let me know when I can smash more stuff.
I've got a great answer for one of our questions coming up in the mailbag for you.
Perfect.
I'll hook you up later with it.
Okay.
Cool. So Diablo 3, you think you're going to keep playing though?
Who knows, dude?
That's
an honest answer.
Gamer ADD is 100% a thing.
I've been dabbling.
Dabbling?
Dabbling.
All right. Speaking of dabbling, you've also been dabbling in some xCloud, which I have too. What have you been playing on that? Because I know they just added. We talked about this last week. They just added 50 new games or something. Yeah, right around there. So
and I think I found the perfect genre for xCloud.
What is it?
It's the first-person hacker slasher, not too close shooter games. Like
explain.
Dead Island, Vermintide.
Oh, okay.
You know,
when you said first-person hacker slasher, I was like, I can't even think of one right now.
Yeah,
but those are definitely both that.
Okay. So, yeah, because you have a tiny screen, but it doesn't matter because everything's coming at your face, and you just smash it before it gets to you. So...
so button bashing games is more the...
Not so much button bashing, but like you don't have to be able to see everything so perfect on the screen. You know what I mean? Because that's the only gripe that I do have with xCloud, and you know, beggars are choosers here. But everything's just so small on the phone screen that it's hard to see any kind of detail or text or anything like that.
Yeah, it's also weird that... Like, I feel like some games need to be... Like, obviously, this is just a streaming thing. They're not trying to do anything other than that, it seems. But I feel like a lot of games need to be optimized as far as text goes. Because I played a little bit of Subnautica while I was at work. And you need to read a ton of tutorials and stuff.
Right.
Just stuff that's explaining what to do. And I would have to, like, literally put my phone, like, 3 inches from my face. Like, what does that even say? Because
exactly.
If it's small enough already when I'm playing on like my PC or something, like imagine how it's going to be when it's on my 4-inch phone screen. So
yeah, and I never realized how much like in racing games I look so far into the future of the road or down the screen,
right?
And you can't do that on a phone screen.
You need to be looking right where your car is.
Yeah, so you can't really prepare for the road that's coming up above you or in front of you unless you know by the map how much you're supposed to slow down, or you know what I mean.
Did you try out, or were you playing Forza?
Yeah, I tried Forza Horizon 4.
Nice.
It was pretty tough.
Yeah. Okay. I think you're definitely right with it being very a specific platform for very specific games. Like
Right.
I think, like
Platformers would be perfect, you know.
platform as long as the latency stays low.
Yeah, no doubt.
Which generally it does on
as long
on
as
like,
you're Wi-Fi.
right. Like my work Wi-Fi isn't great, but I still haven't really had a ton of problems. But when I'm home, like on my decent Wi-Fi, I have no
Can't
issues
even
at
tell,
all.
right? Yeah, me
Right.
too.
It's super minimal. But I was gonna say turn-based games. I think would also be
Yeah,
something
no doubt.
like
War
would be really
Groove
good for this.
Or
What did you say?
Your War Groove. Or
Yeah,
your
exactly.
XCOM type games, stuff like that.
Right, and games that you can like Sea of Thieves. As much as I love Sea of Thieves is just a horrible game for this because of the time investment needed in between like play sessions. Like you don't hop
Right.
into Sea of Thieves and play for 10 minutes while you're
No, you can't.
doing whatever. You can't. You need like at least an hour to do anything substantial in that game. At least an hour.
I would say 2.
Or well, yeah, right.
To
Or
even
2.
just do one Gold Hoarders quest, I'd say it'd probably take you 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
So,
ridiculous, but it's the truth.
So yeah, it's tough for stuff like that unless maybe if you're at like a hotel or something, maybe, and you have nothing
Right.
else to do and you're just gonna be there for hours. It's perfect. But any type of like pull it out while I'm doing something or like a commute, like if you're on the bus for 20 minutes, like I don't know.
Well,
It
yeah.
definitely is. There's very specific games for this.
I've
that I
got
think will shine.
Or when your kids are watching the Nutcracker on your TV, you're just like serious.
That too, or
So that's when I was playing Vermintide, and funny enough, because isn't there like a rat army or something in the Nutcracker? I believe that's a thing.
I think that checks out. Yeah.
So yeah, I killed a rat army while watching a rat army on TV.
What's super nice though is like when I hooked it up at work, I always have my Bluetooth headset like hooked up. So like that was super seamless hooking up my Xbox controller and my Bluetooth headset. Like everything just kind of worked. And
At the same time.
yeah, like they
That's nice.
easily both paired together. Yeah, dude, I have no complaints. I just think you need specific games, and that's
Right. Or they need to open it up to tablets and laptops. You know, this would be ideal for having on a laptop screen.
yeah, true. Or even like you said, a tablet. Like just having that extra like 5 inches of diagonal space is probably
Right.
will help a ton, especially
No
if you
doubt.
can't read text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was at XO19, they had a tablet on there.
Did they?
Android tablet. Yeah.
So
Do you
okay,
like it?
so I would assume it will roll out to.
Sure. I'm sure it will work on Android. Do you have an Android tablet, or do you just have an iPad?
I've got an iPad, but I've got kids. I could try.
Oh, I
on
guess I could
kids,
try on the Fire thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with it.
I would say I only have an iPad, but yeah, I would assume you can probably if it's Android based.
Right, because I tried to check the email from my laptop to see if it would work, and it says you have to have an Android-based system. So
Okay, so yeah, it should work fine on tablets then. If you're playing XCloud on a tablet,
Yeah,
friends
let
out
us know.
there, let us know for sure, because that could definitely be a good solution. Like knowing that I'll be out at my parents' house on like Christmas Eve, I always spend the night out there with them.
and Black Friday's like next week, and Android tablets should be like $4. So
Yeah, exactly. You can find some of them dirt cheap, so for sure. All right, anything else on XCloud? You good, Moose?
I'm just excited for the future.
Hell yeah, dude. If this yeah, we'll get into this a little bit later. But yeah, I think this is definitely has a place in gaming. In no way do I see this overtaking consoles
No way.
or like super powerful PCs. Like, nah, it doesn't compare. At least at this stage, and this is early, obviously, but even like 2 or 3 years out from now, I still don't. And people with data caps, like,
Yeah,
yikes.
I've just infringed upon mine, and there's still days left in the month.
Yeah, I think
It's gonna get expensive.
yeah, that's tough.
Well, they just cut us off at $50 over, so
Boom.
there you go.
Great. Thanks for the data caps, friends.
Yeah.
All right, before we get into the news, just wanted to touch on Game Pass Roulette quick. Our current game is Rage 2. We're going to be going over that on the December 17th episode, so you have plenty of time still to play this game. Get your feedback in. Obviously, on Discord, we have the Game Pass Roulette channel, so throw your feedback in there or get it to us however you want. and we'll talk about it on the show. So yeah, plenty of time to play Rage 2. I don't think any of us have started it yet, but we will.
I did.
Oh, did you?
I've been dabbling, dude. I literally downloaded it and started playing it and like fell asleep with the controller in my hands. So I couldn't tell you what it's about, but
so far it's been really good at putting us to sleep.
Yep.
Oh, joy.
Great.
There's no reason it should put you to sleep though, because it's nothing but chaos and screaming and loud noises.
It looks like so much shooting and so many bright colors and stuff. I don't know how you felt. You must have been really tired.
I got overstimulated.
Exactly. All right. Let's get into some news. All right, Moose, what's going on in the news this week?
Well, I know this is kind of old news now because it came out just after we recorded last week, but Modern Warfare is coming out with a 200-player Battle Royale mode. Let me Risky clean himself up real quick.
I'll be right back.
So, data miners have found code inside the game that points to an all-new Battle Royale mode that will include up to 200 people. A supposed map has also been leaked featuring the combination of Spec Ops and Ground War maps. So this thing's going to be huge, but we shall see what's in the future.
Yeah, I pumped. It'll finally make me play some more Modern Warfare.
Right.
I don't think I can deal with 200. Or I should say 199 other competitors.
Dude, you just got to get out of the plane, Bear.
Oh, hey, that is one thing I saw is that there
it's
are
squad drops, right?
Yes. So Chocolate, as long as somebody else is navigating you, you'll be fine. And if you or the drop master or whatever they're going to call it.
Yeah. Probably something different because that's copyrighted, I'm sure. So, all right. Stadia reviews are out after week 1. The reviews are in, and they are not great. Early adopters of the Founders Editions are angry at unfulfilled promises. Most are saying that it feels like a premium paid beta, and I'd give it some time before jumping in. Have you guys heard about any of this stuff going on last week?
I was excited to hop into Stadia just because of Destiny, but the only way you can get like a code to actually play right now and be in like the $9.99 service each month,
Founders Pack.
Yeah, is a $130 package. I thought that if I had a phone, a Pixel phone, because you need a specific phone to begin with. If I had that, I have a controller that'll sync to it, my Xbox controller, and then I would just pay $10 a month and be like, all right, I can play some Destiny Mobile. And then it turns out, no, I had to spend so much time on Reddit trying to figure out why I couldn't just buy a subscription for the $9.99 a month. Like,
it gets better too, because all these people that jumped on and, all these Google heads or whatever jumped on at E3 and reserved their Founders Pack or whatever. Some of these people have not received their code to log in and get their names yet. And people that bought it day 1 have already logged in and gotten their names. So something's really messed up and people are pissed.
It's, not great.
Not a smooth launch, is it?
No. And, all the people in Silicon Valley say it works great, but they all have the best internet and the best Wi-Fi and all that stuff. So I've seen reviews other places that say it's a jittery mess and, good luck playing a shooter on this game because it's not going to happen.
And we can actually, I'm going to take one of the questions we had in the mailbag. This one came in from Ronan. He says, with Stadia dropping the ball by rolling back content that was supposed to be available at launch, do you think Google Stadia will survive or go the way of the dumpster like so many other failed Google projects? Google does love shedding
They just
projects.
like to scrap things, don't they?
As soon as they don't seem like they're going to pan out, they just cancel.
Cut the dead weight. They make plenty of money.
And yeah, a lot of the stuff that was exciting about what they were talking about Stadia was the thing... was the stuff where you could like join in on other people's streams and stuff like that. And
they don't have any type of streaming things up as far as I know right now, right?
Right.
None of that stuff's working.
It's a real rough launch. Like it should have been like we said, it's just kind of like a beta. This should have been.
It is a beta. It's exactly what it is, but you get to pay $140 to be in the beta.
Yeah.
And nobody, like, people haven't even received their like controllers or anything, so they're just trying to log in as on a browser, and nobody's getting their usernames and passwords.
Dude, and that's the craziest thing is like what Microsoft is doing is they were like, hey, sign up for this, and if we like pick you or whatever, you'll be in the beta for xCloud.
Right.
Great. You and I signed up for it. We both got into it. And what we have is a free service. We didn't pay anything for this. We also have 52 free games that whether or not we actually bought these games, we get to play them for the duration of this beta. Like,
Right.
They're actually doing a beta the right way and like making sure this thing works. And the other thing about Stadia that kind of sucks is that it's the definitive way you have to play it through like Stadia. With xCloud, it's like you can play on your Xbox, but then you can switch over to xCloud to like continue playing your games or whatever. This is where if I want to play Tomb Raider on my Stadia, I need to spend $60 and rebuy Tomb Raider to play it on my Stadia. Like,
right. And that's one thing I wish about xCloud is they would work better together with Game Pass, because I was having issues. Like me and I think it was Aimster last week. I was like, hey, who wants to play Vermintide or Dead Island? And he's like, oh man, both of those games just got taken off Game Pass, like coincidentally as they got added to xCloud.
Yeah, but again, are you going to fault them during their like beta launch or beta test for it? Like,
but it would just be more convenient to let people, let more people try out the multiplayer aspects of it
to actually play games together.
Yeah. Right. So you don't have to seek out somebody on xCloud or somebody that already owns the game to check out the multiplayer functions.
That'd be a massive stress test as well, wouldn't it, for the system?
Well, they need to do that stuff.
Which is good.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, totally.
But, I mean, once 1.0 hits, like, it's your catalog that you can play on there. So, if you have a Game Pass subscription, when it finally comes out, you will be able to do all that stuff. But yeah, as far as them putting Game Pass games that are multiplayer in there, that it probably would have made sense, I guess.
Right. And there's a few that hit both spots, but,
right. But, yeah, understandable. I just think xCloud is just...
They're doing everything right as Google is stumbling their way through it.
Yeah, dude. They needed an actual beta, not a $130 one, especially when you see like the tests of it and people hit the A button and like 2 seconds later the guy jumps and you're like, oh, yikes.
And, this was Microsoft, 3 to 5 years, or was it 5 years ago at Xbox One launch when they had egg all over their face with all the stuff that wasn't working. So now they know, they learned from their lessons and they're like, we are trying all this stuff. We are testing all this stuff. We are making sure it works before it is an actual product people can purchase.
Right.
So, learn from their mistakes, and Google is just kind of squandering. But, I'd wait, like you said, 2 or 3 years, and I bet Google will have a great service if it survives.
Right, because if anyone can do it,
right.
Google's definitely one of the companies.
Yeah. Hire people. That's what they do, right?
Exactly.
All right, let's see. Next on, we're going. Video Game Award nominees are out. Have you guys seen the lists?
Oh, boo.
Well, they were announced November 19th for the show, which will take place on December 12th. And one interesting category that I thought was Game of the Year. Nominees were Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and The Outer Worlds. So I thought Star Wars kind of got hosed on this one, but there were other games out, like maybe Division, that I thought maybe could use a nod here.
The thing that I saw was that that Star Wars came out on the day of the deadline,
right,
or something like that. So it seemed like people just didn't have enough time to play it and get their votes in.
Yeah, and that's what Jeff Keighley said, is like, if people want Star Wars on there, it'll be on there, but nobody's going to put in a game that they only have a couple hours into saying it's Game of the Year.
Oh, he did say that?
Yeah.
So they are completely getting...
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible then. I didn't realize that. So, like, in my eyes, Star Wars would be up for nomination
next year, right?
2020.
Like Smash Bros. Is because it came out in December last year.
Yeah, but I'm assuming this won't even be
I don't
eligible
think so.
for
I don't
qualify
think it'll be
for next
qualified.
year.
But the same thing happens with the Grammys and Oscars.
I guess that's true.
If they don't release their movies in the right windows, then that's on them. But it's dumb rule, but it's a rule. So,
do we want to go over Cabo's question about snubs?
Yeah, do whatever you want, right?
Might as well sprinkle them in here, huh?
Yeah.
Kowalski wrote in, and said, "What games did you think got snubbed for not making the category in the Game Awards?" He thinks Fire Emblem 3 Houses should have been in the Best RPG category, which I wouldn't even talk about the different categories. We were just talking about Game of the Year.
Right.
But is there anything in here that you guys think should have been here besides, obviously, in my opinion, I think Fallen Order, that kind of got snubbed because of the timing of its release, I guess.
I thought the Division 2 was a good game. It just, came in the spring and everybody played it real hard for a month or two and then put it aside and never touched it again.
I think the way they choose or pick the games, it always seems...
It's all just writers.
Well, yeah, but arty-farty type of...
Right.
Like Control...
What did you say, Risky, about that game earlier? You're not smart enough to enjoy this game?
Which one? I mean, it's a lot of games.
What was it?
Well, I was talking about the game that was coming out.
Oh, yeah, that we're going to talk about later. Okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, it just seems... I'm sure Control had some issues with mechanics and stuff. I'm sure when it first got launched.
That's another one I want to play at some point before the year's up, just because it's on this list, and it's the Quantum Break, people, and I loved Quantum Break. So.
But a remake of a game that came out 10 years ago should be up for Game of the Year?
Right. Where's my Link's Awakening, then, if we're throwing
exactly
Resident Evil 2 on here? Resident Evil 2 is probably
I get that they
completely
remade. Well, they did on Link's Awakening, too, didn't they? Just completely
They're complete remakes, yeah. But, I don't know.
So, I don't know. Death Stranding kind of is all over the place in these things, too, and Jeff Keighley and what's his name? Kojima are like real good buddies, so it smells a little fishy, but I know it's all above board. It just doesn't look
it's
right,
not his call at all. It's
right.
I'm pretty sure it's like it's writers. I think it's content creators like on YouTube. It's like
developers.
It's a bunch of different people.
It's kind of like the video game guild, like they have in
like the Writers Guild or the
exactly
Movies Guild. Yeah. So I don't know. The Star Wars thing just makes me mad because of its release date, and like people obviously couldn't play through it or put enough time into it the day of to actually. And I don't know what I think review copies didn't come out till the day of or something like that.
Yeah, they held reviews until the day of. So
it's just.
But then, do you think they should be changing the day or how they
deadline, the cutoff
picks? So
it should be January.
Do an actual year.
Yeah, it should be January
1st to December 31st.
Exactly, and then host them in February.
Precisely.
But I've heard
the way it should work.
I want to say it was Greg Miller. He's like, by February, everybody's on to the newer next thing. They want to know all the previews and all the games that are coming out in March because, March is always a huge month for video games. So.
Well, then push it forward. You push it to the first or second week of January. For the people who are voting for this, they have got the time to plow into...
Right. Because there's nothing going on from
every game.
Mid-November till January 1st, basically, for games.
Generally.
Yeah. Like games out this week. You guys will got a couple good ones in here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh.
But and the other thing is like obviously Respawn wasn't thinking like, oh hey, we need this to be out before the Game Awards because I don't think that it's like a big enough thing where like the Oscars maybe somebody might want to like think about when the Oscars are coming up to make sure that their movie gets put out like far enough ahead of time. I don't think game developers are looking at Game of the Year and being like, we definitely need to be out at least a month before this. Well, right, because
it will be in the future because I think the Game Awards are getting bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah, but I just right now I don't think they're at that point, obviously. So it's
and didn't this game get pushed, or did it not?
I don't remember. Fallen Order, you're talking about?
Right.
So yeah, maybe it would have made it if that's the case. I'm not sure. As far as like, I haven't played a ton, so this is kind of tough. But Devil May Cry 5, I think I heard a lot of buzz about, and like it's higher on Metacritic than a bunch of these games that are up for awards. And Metacritic obviously is a bunch of different people rating stuff.
Right.
So it's just, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Where do they get these nominations? I understand voting on them is done by everybody, but who actually do they vote on what games are nominated? Probably.
Because there's got to be a survey, or is it just a bunch of blank spaces and then they tabulate everything and, take the highest averages?
Oh, that feels far too... I'm sure you'd get some bizarre games in there if it was that way round. I wonder if they give you a choice.
Right. They just say click a box.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we'll never know unless
we do.
that's something they choose.
Right.
Well, yeah, unless they choose to kind of release that information.
Just
who knows?
But yeah, so for Devil May Cry, I think was one. I really enjoyed Outer Wilds, but I don't know, that might be too artsy.
It's not on the same caliber as Mass Effect or
because it's not
any
a
of those
AAA
big
game.
RPGs that were Game of the Year contenders.
Right, I think it was more of the story it was telling. And like how Chocolate said, a lot of it seems like, it's like the artistic people that are voting for this stuff.
And
it's
that's
like,
how movies are too, though. I don't understand the Oscars. Like, if you ever see those movies for like Movie of the Year, there's like usually a Disney or a Pixar movie that's in there, and then the rest of them are just a bunch of like
what things I've never heard of,
things, or just like artful pieces about poignant things in life, and it's just like, I don't even know about this.
Yeah, the undercurrent of the story is making you feel like X or Y.
Right. Yeah, there was one last year. It's called, I think, Black Klansman, and you assume that it's about a guy in the South, and it's about a police officer in Colorado Springs. So,
I actually like that movie a lot.
Yeah, and it's with isn't it Denzel's son?
Is that who?
Yeah, the guy that's in Ballers.
Okay, right.
Yeah, that's Denzel Washington's son.
Is that Denzel's son? He's awesome.
He's
I love
a great
him
actor.
in Ballers.
The more you know.
Love him in Ballers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ricky, what's his last name? I forget.
Oh, I can't even. Yeah, I don't know. They call him Ricky in Ballers.
Yeah, that's his name. That's his character name in Ballers.
Did you guys have games that you think maybe should have been in this list? Maybe in place of something like Resident Evil 2?
I'm surprised COD's story hasn't been.
Yeah, that. Like I said, Division. Nobody played that Monster Hunter Iceborne game, but I heard it was good.
But that's also, do you count an expansion though?
That's the thing, because Destiny should be in there as well, because it's had a big expansion that seems like at least we're playing.
Right, and that's the other thing that's tough is when we haven't played a ton of these games that are on this list.
Like, I feel like we have a good, tap into the pulse of games, but then these lists come out, and I'm just like, I don't even know any of this. So it's tough.
Yeah. All right. Moving on.
Yes, sir. Did you guys see the new PS5 controller? There's pictures on the internet.
Will it be more comfortable than the DualShock 4?
I think it might. So the back of it is supposed to be remolded more like the Xbox controller. But Sony filed a patent in Japan, which appears to be the new controller for the PlayStation 5. I don't know what they're calling it, but you can assume it's going to be DualShock something, right?
Right, DualShock 5.
All right. So the controller is similar to its predecessors with a few key differences. It's got smaller sticks, larger triggers, a USB-C charging port, which I hope everything goes to.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah. Reformed grips that are be more like the Xbox controller, and of course the touchpad everybody loves.
Do they though?
No, because you hit it on accident and it does dumb things.
The amount of times I try to hit the select button or whatever it is, and it's like the dedicated share button. I'm like, oh my god, and it brings up a whole other menu and kicks me out of my game, and
or
it's just
pulls up like help.
God, it's so dumb.
So
they're not moving the sticks around; they're just making them smaller, not giving me my offset Xbox.
I actually put a link there if you guys want to look at it. It looks like the sticks are still going to be straight across, which I guess they're not learning. Offset's the way to be.
Yeah.
So.
It's still overall very, at least when you're looking down at it, looks just like a DualShock.
Exactly.
4. So.
But it's closer, newer news to the new console, so that's exciting. And that leads to the next thing. PS5 price rumors and a release date, possibly. It says all rumors, so take this with a grain of salt, but November 2020, which is probably a good guess, and $499 will be the price.
This all makes...
That sounds expensive.
Well,
sounds like an Xbox One.
Was the PS3 $500 or $600?
PS3 was the $600 one.
Okay, that was too much. We found out that people will not pay $600, but $500 seems like the right price.
Well, Xbox One X was $500, right?
Right, and I assume that the Scarlet, whatever they call it, will be the same price.
I bet they both hit in November. I bet they both hit at $500.
Right.
It seems like that could completely be a thing.
And I guess we'll see at E3, but I don't think the upgrade in it is going to be as high. So I think I'm going to pick one and go with that one. Most likely the Xbox, and then possibly upgrade my PS4 Pro.
I was going to say, I feel like I'm obligated to buy the PlayStation this generation just because
yours is going to break.
I don't know how it's not. Like, by the time I get through Death Stranding, it's probably going to die. It sounds like it. So we'll see where I'm at. And my Xbox One X is still churning out just fine stuff.
Right. So, yeah, that's all coming next fall. Get excited and save your monies.
So much monies.
Risky, excited about this next one. Half-Life is alive again?
Kind of.
Well, it's good for you, but pretty much nobody else. Unfortunately, it's not the title everybody was hoping for from Valve. It's Half-Life Alyx. It's announced from Steam. It's a Steam-compatible VR. It works for any Steam-compatible VR setup. So Oculus Quest, Oculus, what is it, Vive? Is that the right one?
Vive, no. Yeah.
Vive. And I think there's I looked at the website and there's 5 or 6 different headsets, the HTC, different ones like that. But anything that's through Steam or Valve, basically this game will work on. It looks pretty cool. I wish I had a VR setup to play this, but it's not Half-Life 3. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm one of those people that at this point, I think if you put out Half-Life 3,
people just be like, I don't get it.
Well, not even that, but there's so much hype and so much anticipation. People are just waiting and waiting and waiting. If you put out anything but the best thing in the world, people are just gonna hate it. But I don't know. I watched the trailer for Half-Life Alyx and I was like, dude,
it looks really
can't
cool.
wait. It looks so awesome.
It's a shooter, and then you've also got hand abilities, kind of like force or
Yeah, I mean, then it also looked like you did puzzles and stuff, moving circuit boards with your hands and stuff. Mm-hmm. Just a lot of stuff that fits perfectly with VR.
Right. Just using your hands and your vision.
Right. And yeah, dude, I don't know. I think it looks awesome. We need more AAA VR stuff, but it's not enough people have VR sets, so that's why a lot of people don't want to invest in it. But Valve has so much money, they don't know what to do with it. So
I was hoping that it would be on the PSVR too, because they have that on sale right now for $199 with 5 or 6 games.
Damn.
So it's a great Black Friday sale if you guys are looking to
I would
get
say
into
your
VR.
PlayStation could probably actually handle that too.
It would run it. And dude, I used to have all that Move stuff, and I got rid of it.
Oh, all the little Move controllers and whatnot.
Yeah, the disc golf game was so legit.
That's awesome.
It was so much fun. They had I want to say 5 or 6 different courses, and it was a cave course, a forest course, a land course. It was so much fun.
That's awesome.
But that's about all the fun that you could do with PSVR or the Move stuff. So, but that's Half-Life VR's coming out. So Risky, let us know how it is in March of 2020.
Will do.
This one is for a few of the Borderlands heads in our group: Greg, Chaotic, Scottman. There's a new DLC coming next month. It's Borderlands 3 first DLC drop, Moxie's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot.
Ooh, Moxie.
Yes, sir. It's an Ocean's 11-esque casino jacking questline. It promises a hilarious story, new one-of-a-kind enemies, and all the important legendary loot. So look for the content to drop on the 19th of December as a part of the Season Pass, and you can purchase the Season Pass for $49.99. I want to say a la carte, it'll be $15.
Yeah, I think that's what it was in Borderlands 2. It was kind of
you'll save $10 or $15 by doing the Season Pass. So it looks cool. I know a lot of guys are super stoked for this one. So it's exciting. Good stuff.
I need to finish the first one.
Yeah,
don't you both have to do? Aren't you both right at the end of that game?
I don't think Chocolate is.
No,
okay.
I think I'm on chapter. I think it said 19.
Isn't there only 22 chapters or something?
I don't know. I'm on the sister
really
twin fight. So.
Oh no, definitely not then. I got told in Discord I was halfway through because I just killed.
Who?
No, something major happened.
Who did you kill?
I know. No.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the thing I spoiled for you, Risky.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was rough.
That's fun, huh?
I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what? And I'm like, what do you mean? What happened? I'm not even paying attention to the story. I'm looking at my phone, doing Discord. Yeah.
I'm invested in it.
Bruce, I hate you so much. Like, what do you mean? What did I do?
Just brought me right into a major character death. Right? Just perfect.
Well, that's what friends are for.
That looks like that's it for the news, though.
That's all we got. Short and sweet. It's probably going to be that way for the rest of the year.
Short and sweet.
Either I'm lazy or there's no news. You guys pick.
Maybe both.
Okay, we'll go with that.
If we missed anything, let us know.
Please, let Chocolate know.
Speaking of short and sweet, though, games coming out this week, Chocolate. Tell us all about these 2 games.
2 games, yeah. We've managed to find 2 games. They're the only notable ones that we could find. So, the first one is Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, and 3, and that's for the Switch. That's coming out on the 29th of November.
Separate games. They're all different titles. They all just
different titles. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3.
So you have to make
all those
3
titles.
different transactions for those.
So Nintendo of them.
Yes. Aren't they nice? And then also, Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. On all platforms. There's no date for that.
11/29.
Oh, okay.
That looks like a weird game.
It's a story game. I figured it'd be right up Risky's alleys, but he said, nah, bruh.
Art style looks not up my alley, and this is the game we were talking about earlier. I was like, I don't think I'm smart enough to understand or enjoy this game. So
too many big words in the trailer. I'm out.
Just stop it. All right, that's gonna do it for news. This week's episode is a mailbag episode, though, so let's get into the mailbag.
You've got mail.
All right, mailbag. We did answer a couple of these throughout the show. Cabo and Ronan, thanks for your questions. But all right, up first, this one comes in from one of our Twitch viewers, Bulldogs1992. He wants to know what are our favorite Disney movies. And you guys are both parents, so I'm sure you've watched all of them. Chocolate, we'll start with you. What's your favorite Disney movie?
Oh, I'm going to go with my one right now, and I'm not going to be sad and pick a Star Wars one. I'm going to go with Toy Story. I enjoy
Classic.
Toy Story, so yeah,
Not bad.
that is a nice one. And my son's loving Toy Story at the moment, so yeah, that's on almost at least twice a week.
Is that just the original one?
At the moment, he's into 4, so he loves 4.
I still haven't watched 4.
My kids don't like 4.
Yeah,
They didn't like it?
It's scary.
Scary?
Yeah.
it's a bit. Yeah, it's a bit.
It's
strange.
emotionally heavy too.
Like Inside Out heavy?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Yikes. So, Chocolate, were you saying that I couldn't pick a Marvel or a Star Wars movie then? That makes this much harder.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
yes, you've got to go with Disney.
When I go Disney,
Right. No.
Gotcha.
The Simpsons movie.
I'm thinking cartoons or Pixar.
Oh, God. Moose, how about you go first? Or second?
Mine's a little more off the beaten path. My favorite Disney movie is Tarzan.
Okay.
Just because I loved I've always loved skiing, and just him doing the little vine slides down everything just reminded me of skiing, and I thought it was awesome, and it's been my favorite movie since whenever that was.
Is oh man, what is the name of that one? What's the one that used to be a comic book? Oh my God.
What?
Not a Marvel one. Is Big Hero 6? Is that
Big Hero 6 is that's a Disney movie.
No, yeah.
Big Hero 6 was dope.
Yeah, it is good.
They turned that into a
they
TV
have
show,
a cartoon.
Yeah.
Huh. Things you only know if you're a parent, I guess.
Yeah, check it out on Disney Plus. I'm sure it's there somewhere.
I got that, so I
But
might
do you
as
know
well.
what's not, which is a travesty and a shame and a mockery?
What?
There's no Tailspin.
Oh, I feel like you told me that, actually.
Yeah, I'm still upset about it.
Oh, you know what they do have, though? The 90s X-Men cartoons.
We've been watching Chippendales and what was the other one?
Oh,
Goof Troop
Chippendales.
around here lately. So.
Isn't Chippendales male strippers?
Well, it's also the
No.
Rescue Rangers, sir.
Yeah.
Oh.
The original
Oh,
Chippendales.
I'm looking through lists now, guys. There are some good ones here, like Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc.
Gargoyles.
was good. What else?
Monsters Inc. is a good one. Gargoyles is a good cartoon that's on Disney Plus right now.
Okay. What
You never watched
was
Gargoyles?
No, I know. I used to have a board game from that as well. Way back when. A Bug's Life. There you go. That's another one.
Yeah.
I just don't.
That's OG. That is Bug's
just-
Life. That was one of the original.
Is that an older one? I was just gonna say I don't think I liked a ton of the older ones, but
Like the cartoon ones before they started doing the Pixar stuff?
when they were, yeah, okay, there you go. The ones that were like hand drawn, weren't they hand
You
drawn
didn't
back
like
then?
Lion King or Aladdin,
No,
The
like
Little
I
Mermaid,
could care
Beauty and
less.
the Beast. Man,
No, especially at Beauty and the Beast. Anything with princesses. I don't think I've found one princess movie that I enjoy, and that's not just me being a
Mulan?
manly man. I just
Mulan's not bad. She's a warrior.
all right.
Moana or Moana, that's a good one too.
Oh, Moana.
Well, The Rock was in that, so obviously that was good.
Frozen's not terrible. I've seen it 1,016 times.
Frozen has some catchy songs. That's true. And the second one's out now, so go out and see it. Or
Just
you
gotta
guys
open
already
up
have
your
it.
heart, Risky. That's all you gotta do.
I just need to have some kids so I can. Nope, this is a terrible trade-off.
Don't do it.
Have
Don't
kids
do
so
it.
I can watch bad
Yeah,
movies.
you can watch Disney movies without it. I had friends that used to get really high and watch Disney movies, so try that.
That all makes sense. This all checks out. Good question, Bulldogs. All right, this next one comes in from Sweeney. With pro clubs going down so well in the community, is it though? Do you think that it could be up there as one of the best multiplayer game modes currently out there? What do you
I
guys
think
think
that's
about
just blinders on there. Sweeney, Pro Clubs is a great multiplayer game mode. It's probably the best mode in FIFA, but as far as best multiplayer game mode, no. I'd say COD is probably the best multiplayer game.
I think with it being unique, I think it probably fits into like a best unique kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just I
No,
don't
because
play
you
a
can
ton
do
of
it in
FIFA.
Madden, you can do it in NHL, you can do it in NBA 2K. All
Yeah,
those modes have.
I guess just the
a team
idea
mode.
of filling out the squad of 11 people with 11
Right.
actual people is just kind of
And everybody playing
awesome,
striker.
I guess. Yeah, and everyone just chasing the ball like we're watching third grade
It
soccer.
literally happens to where like you have 10 of 11 people in the box, and it's just like, hang on, somebody's got to play defense.
I think it's the most inclusive game for our community
Yeah.
in terms of the amount of people we can get on and play together at the
And
same
still
time.
have decent success.
Oh, so
you
you
know?
guys definitely have a good turnout
Yeah.
for pro clubs. So that helps
Oh,
for sure.
definitely.
Need more Americans. Although Moose has gone to the dark side as well, so I don't. Maybe.
Well, no,
that's not
it'd be
even a
great
thing.
to have more Americans because then I could play more because I only play in the afternoon between like 4 and 5 p.m.
Yeah,
It's the
'cause
only
of
time
time
I'm
zones.
available. Right.
Nah, pro clubs is awesome, and that's me not ever playing it. Just the idea of it, I think, is pretty awesome. But obviously, as far as multiplayer games go, I think something like Battlefield, where you can have like a ton of people playing a first-person shooter at the same time, that's awesome. I enjoy
Or
that.
the
Oh,
GTA
that was great.
playlist too is
Battlefield.
pretty good.
Or oh yeah, that's some of the custom game modes on GTA have been a ton of fun. So yeah, it's a good one as well. But yeah,
Or Forge mode in Halo 5 is really good too.
lots of good options for sure, as well as pro clubs.
But Pro Clubs is great, Sweeney. I love it.
There you go. This next one comes in from Kuboski. He said, "What is an unpopular gaming opinion that you have?" For him, he thinks the whole battle royale genre is overrated. How dare you,
That's
sir?
what people that suck at those games say.
That's definitely an unpopular opinion, though, I would say, because those are huge. So
Yeah, it's the biggest thing in gaming since what? I can't remember.
since
a
white
different-
bread.
Since maybe Team Deathmatch.
Yeah, why not? The OG mode, capture the flag.
Yeah.
Either of you have an unpopular gaming opinion?
Pokemon sucks.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair, and I would rebuttal with FIFA sucks. So
Yeah, well, that's my age though with Pokemon. I think, like as I've mentioned on previous episodes, I have definitely missed the Pokemon craze.
I got one, and I can already counter argue it, but there's really no reason for a card based game on a video game.
Yeah,
I know you can play with other people. You don't have to carry your deck. There's all sorts of reasons, but
I would say, yeah, the one thing for me thinking about it is just when you don't have a lot of people to play with. Although in every city, I feel like you could probably actually find people to play some card games with
if you try. Board game store and have a seat.
Right.
Well, that brings up the next one, Monopoly, on the Xbox. Why?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Board
think that's
games,
an unpopular
card games,
opinion, though.
Any of that stuff, it just.
I think everyone probably agrees with that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought of this one earlier. I think the Nintendo Pro controller is a better controller than the Xbox One controller.
I think it's a piece of junk.
Hey, well,
but I have one that's broken right now, so. Remember I was telling you the other night?
Did that just happen?
Yeah. I was trying to play Donkey Kong, and all of a sudden my home and my capture buttons have become the R and the L trigger, and there's no way to undo it but ship it back to Nintendo.
How does that happen?
I don't even know.
That happened
dude.
to like thousands of people too. It wasn't just you.
Yeah, because it's on the internets. So yeah, an $80 controller that is. It feels like a piece of plastic crap. Like it doesn't.
I'm
feel
also
like...
comparing this to just your standard Xbox controller. I won't take anything over my Elite 2 controller, which I bought and I didn't talk about at the top of the show, but I did cave and buy one of those, like you do.
Yeah, but you got a good deal. I think you paid a good price for it. So help people out if they want to do the same.
$140 through Rakuten.
Yeah.
It was a good deal.
So, and then Costco's got a deal out too. They're $160. So whoever paid $180, bear.
Well, I put my controller version 1 on the eBay.
Did you get rid of it?
For £100.
Nice.
Did it sell?
Yeah, it went for £100.
It'll go quick.
So I think
Nice.
I think I'll sell mine.
I think you made out better.
Got it for
I
80
think
pounds.
mine only cost me in the end £60.
Okay, but
60.
what's your backup controller situation right now then, huh? Because I bet you I beat you there now. Yeah, you win.
Yeah,
okay.
I've got two. No, I've just got two rubbish old OG ones.
Do you have an unpopular opinion? Chocolate.
Pokemon.
He doesn't like Pokemon.
Yep. It's getting late, huh?
Sure is.
Forgetting everything. All right. Where are we at? This one comes in from Aimster. Since we're not well into the Christmas period, are we well into the Christmas period? Because it's not even Thanksgiving over here yet. Anyways.
It's Christmas time, bro. We're listening to it in my car on the way to school every day.
I'm so sorry. I don't even enjoy Christmas music during Christmas, and I love
You're
Christmas.
You're just a Scrooge, dude.
No, dude. Christmas is my favorite holiday by far. I just can't get behind bad music in general. So,
I can say that I went and saw Trans-Siberian Orchestra once in person.
If you're going to listen to Christmas music, that's what you should listen to.
Nah, it's better on the radio. Just listen to it on the radio.
Save yourself a couple $100.
Those people jam out on those electric violins, but
Jeez. All right, so Ames wants to know, what's your favorite Christmas gaming-related memory? It can be your favorite gaming present you ever received as well. Moose, we'll start with you.
Okay, well, this is kind of a good and a bad one, and this may be why I'm kind of broken as an individual. But
boy.
I don't remember when N64 came out, but I didn't get it like drop day, but I got it for Christmas shortly after. And this was also around the time my parents had split up. And so my mom and my stepdad gave me 2 Nintendo 64 games and let me unwrap those first. And then they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Your dad was supposed to buy you the Nintendo 64. We didn't know." So they let me just like have my heart crushed and everything and let the rest of like presents go on and everything. And then they're like, look at me about to cry. And then they go out and pull it out of their closet like, "Hey, we were just joking.
Got
it's right
you
here."
good.
It's like, holy crap, people, what is wrong with you? Like, why would you do that? First of all, I'm a little bit vulnerable in my state with my parents splitting up, and then you're going to play tricks on me too? The only thing you could have made it better is made it viral on the internet. Thankful that's not a thing yet.
I was just about to say, did they record
No, sir, Bear.
This explains so much, though.
It plays over and over in my head every year, though, so I could act it out for you if you'd like.
Oh, we'll post that on our YouTube channel.
Wow.
Chocolate, do you have a more uplifting answer?
I got a Nintendo 64 though, and it was pretty awesome. That's all I did for the next 2 weeks.
Boom. Do you remember the 2 games that they each bought by chance?
Ring Gretzky 3D Hockey, and it wasn't the Mario game. I want to say, it was Blitz. It had to have been Blitz. I was all about sports games back then.
NFL Blitz on
It was so awesome.
the N64 may be the best football game ever made.
Yeah, it was like wrestling and football mixed together in the
so
perfect
good.
combination.
And then it sucks when they remade it like a decade ago or something.
Yeah.
And you couldn't hit people after the
after
play was
whistle,
over.
Yeah, that was the best part.
Jump up
just
in
keep
the air,
piling on people.
Yeah, just drop elbows on them while they're down on the field. Oh man, what a
They
game.
took out all the violence and they're like, it's still the same game.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't generally don't get a ton of gaming stuff. But because we kind of just used to have systems when I was younger, like my parents would just buy it because my dad would play back in the day and stuff, so we would just kind of have that stuff. But they did get me a Game Boy Color way back in the day when those first came out. I don't even remember what games we had. It had to have been a Pokemon. I remember Pokemon Silver was probably out right around then, so that was probably the game. But other than that, we used to play. We had a Wii back in the day, and we opened one of those on Christmas as a family, and that was when Wii bowling was
that's
the
so much
best
fun.
thing in the world.
Get grandma involved.
Yeah, dude. So we opened that up, and then it was kind of we don't need to open anything else up. Let's just Wii bowl for the next 3 hours, which we probably did. But yeah, the Game Boy Color for sure. I think that might have been the only console I ever got as a Christmas gift, but was a good one.
Nice.
All right. Next, this one.
What
comes
about
in from,
Bear?
Oh, God, I'm bad at this. Chocolate.
That's okay. Just exclude me.
No, I want to hear about your rich Bear memories. What'd they do? Buy you an arcade one year?
Tell us about the whole entire arcade you inherited for Christmas.
Oh, people, please. Right, so possibly my best Christmas was it was me, my wife, and I think I was playing. I think Force Unleashed just came out, where it was just in and around
Your mouth.
Force Unleashed release day. So during Christmas Day, she went to bed early, and I got to play Force Unleashed for 6 hours. It was truly amazing.
Awesome.
It was good.
I like how the story started. It's I was with my wife, and then she went to bed, and I got to have fun on Christmas.
Yes.
I do have to say, though, my wife pretty much kills it every year at Christmas. So if there's a new system out or something that I show a little bit of interest in, I usually end up getting it. So
Maybe you can talk to my Meg.
yeah, tell her.
My issue is I buy everything that I want. So
Right. I do the same
I'm horrible
thing.
to buy for Christmas, I'm sure.
Exactly.
So. My bad. All right. Now I'm going to move on. This one comes in from Blade. With Pokemon coming out with game number 4,000, kidding, kind of, what would you say is a gaming franchise that just needs to die already? You can say Pokemon, which Chocolate probably will. He'll die on the inside, but you can. So, Chocolate, we'll start with you. What gaming franchise just needs to die? Please don't say Pokemon.
I won't pick Pokemon because that's unfair. Let's think of something. This is going to sound bad, I suppose. Mario.
You're done with him?
Plugging
You're over
away.
Mario,
Well, come on. I mean, what is it now? 20 years? 20 plus years?
What
of
about
Mario?
Master Chief? You want to get rid of him too?
Man,
No,
Sonic.
I want to see what 6 is like, and then
And
after
then
that, if that's if it's terrible, then lose him. But I suppose with certain games, once they get to kind of upwards of 5, 6, 7,
Final
you're just
Fantasy
like,
15.
Come on.
Which is slightly different
Yeah,
because
it's-
at least those are all different storylines. So it's kind of just 15 different games. But, yeah.
It's like movies with
Don't you say we need
Number
less
7,
Marvel
number
movies.
No, I thought he was going to say Fast and
No,
Furious,
because
and
they
I was going to
don't
be
put
on
a
a plane
number-
to his house tomorrow.
They don't put another number as such by it. We're on what, 3? I think 3's the highest we've seen.
Iron
isn't
Man
it?
3.
Or is it
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
So, once it gets to 4, 5, 6, then it's, come on, guys. This is getting a
So
bit...
9 Star
silly.
Wars movies. But
Right?
with 3
Plus
sets of different
Other
casts,
side off.
kind of.
Are there 12 Star Wars movies?
Well, I meant like the core
Okay.
series.
The main 9. Yeah.
No, that's fair. I guess. What was the last Mario game? Was Odyssey?
Deluxe.
No, Deluxe, which I'm playing at the moment.
Wasn't
but,
Deluxe a wasn't that a Wii U
probably
game?
Odyssey. Or Mario Rabbids.
Or Luigi? So are you cool
Luigi's
with Luigi
Mansion.
continuing on?
I hear Luigi's Mansion is a great game.
Both put them both in the box. Ship them out.
I did see people saying that was a possible snub for Game of the Year was actually Luigi's Mansion, which I have
heard
no
that
interest in.
Really fun, but maybe we should check it out. But it'll never go on sale, so we'll never know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And you won't get Gooigi
Gooigi.
because
I get plenty of Gooigi's, Bear.
Oh, jeez. Speaking of Gooigi's, Moose, do you have any?
Yes, and
franchise
before I
and
say my answer, I just want to remind everybody: send all your hate mail to Chocolate Bear.
Here we go.
Smash Bros. Over it. They made the Mecha the best one ever, so they don't need to make any more.
Yeah, I think that kind of Mario Kart lands in the same thing, like with
I'm
Mario
stoked
Kart
for the new kart game though.
8.
The Xbox
Maybe you
one?
are.
You're not? The new Xbox karting game?
I just don't know if kart racers are my thing, and if they are, I'm gonna play CTR because that's the best kart racer.
All right.
Even though I didn't buy the remake.
Kart Rider Drift.
Kart Rider Drift. That's where it's really at.
Yeah.
I feel like we had this question not too long ago, and I don't know if this was my answer before, but annualized franchises or annualized sports franchises, I think, need to die, which I think kind of goes off of what you said, Chocolate, where we don't need Madden.
Yeah. That
Whatever
sounds
year
familiar.
it is.
Just do an update every year and, $20 or $30 for a roster update. And
I think, you could be. But then it depends how poor or what things they will leave out to get a higher kind of turnover for themselves, won't they? That's my one worry.
Yeah, but then you're not paying $60 for it. You're paying. I don't know.
That's true.
I just think there's a better way to do it than essentially making a couple tweaks, maybe adding a couple things, and then just roster changing. It's like have the roster change, just be an update for Madden, the game. Madden Online is just what it should be called or something. I don't know. I think there could be a different way to do that. And I would say the same thing about a game like Call of Duty, but with going back in different eras of time, that kind of, and having 3 different developers making the games, that makes it tough. But if Call of Duty, like instead of having Modern Warfare 1 through 3 and then this new one, they could have just done like Call of Duty Modern Warfare and then like had an update in 2 years when the new one came out.
everything
it just
would
kind of
just become
eliminates the numbers.
like a games as a service type thing, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Because I think that works well for a lot of games, and I think the sports franchise or the sports games definitely could benefit from something like that, and I think people as consumers could as well. So, yeah, I'm good with that. All right, this one comes in from Chaotic. Another good question for Chocolate. What would be your ultimate 6 Pokemon? Anything from the full series. Chocolate, you can go first.
Pokemon 1, 2,
Can
3.
you name
He's
6
just going
Pokemon?
down
I think I could do this.
numbers 1 through 6.
Let's go for it. Right. Okay,
go.
so Pikachu.
Yep.
Charmander.
Yep.
Charizilla?
Nope.
No, okay.
Charizard is
Squirtle.
Charmander.
Is Squirtle the one?
Yep.
Yep.
How many's that so far?
That's 3.
Oh, Jesus. I've done Pikachu, haven't I?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bear's rocking 2 Pikachus,
I'm sure
2 Charmanders, and 2 Squirtles.
I'm sure there was
not
something
even their
Zilla.
evolved species.
There's a Charizard.
The basic bitch ones.
Yeah, Charizard and Chili Con Carne and Peri Peri Chicken McSue. I don't know.
There's one called Trubbish that looks like a bag of garbage.
He's trash.
Oh, I
He's
should have
literally
remembered
trash.
Oh, Eevee.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Eevee's
yeah.
a powerful one.
Eevee
Yeah.
turns into a bunch of different ones.
She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah,
Can
that's
you name one thing that Eevee turns into?
No, I haven't played it. Let's stop. You guys. Yeah.
Let's go to Moose.
All right. So Mewtwo, right? Because that one's like impossible to catch.
Yep.
And then Rapidash, because it's the most powerful Pokemon in the game.
You have to use a
obviously.
Master Ball to catch it.
Always Master Ball with Rapidash. Eevee, because that's my girl.
And Moose only knows 3 as well.
No. I know a bunch more. I'm just trying to think of good ones. You go, and then I'll tell you my last ones.
Okay.
Thinking.
I actually wrote 6 down just because I knew I was going to have trouble with this, trying to think off the top of my head. All right, I had Growlithe, the fire tiger, because he's awesome.
Yeah, that one's good.
Reminds me of like a dog. I love dogs.
And you can ride him.
And you can ride him. Squirtle, my favorite Gen 1 starter. Porygon, I just love the way he looks. Cyndaquil, that was my Gen 2 fire starter Pokemon, my favorite. Lugia, which was I think it was one of the legendary birds from Silver. And then Cubone is my last one because he's just a real cute little thing with a bone skull helmet. I think it's his dead mother's or something. There's a real weird story behind Cubone, so that works for me. It's also this question's tough for me because I played the first and second generation of Pokemon and don't really remember anything else.
So yeah, my other ones will be Meowth because I can remember that one, and the Star Water Feet one.
Star You or Star Me.
Sure. No. My last one is going to be the counterfeit teapot.
Oh, what is that thing called?
I don't even know, but there's counterfeit ones running around everywhere.
Isn't that the funniest thing? I read an article about that where it's like, this might not be a real Pokemon. This might be
I
this
posted
fake
it in Discord.
teacup thing.
So like, and I guess if you get the imposter, when they evolve into something that's just like complete crap.
Can you imagine thinking you caught something awesome, leveling it up all the way, and then it evolving into just rubbish?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
That's going to do it. Thanks, everybody, for writing in questions. This is probably my favorite segment each month, so definitely look forward to this. And appreciate all you guys writing questions.
I definitely like seeing inside the bear's head. It's a weird place in there, though.
I like that he can only name 3 Pokemon. That's probably my favorite takeaway from this.
Did I name Pikachu yet?
Yeah. Pikachu, yep. Chili con carne, chicken vindaloo, chicken madras. There we go. They're all Pokemon.
I think those are foods.
Yeah. No. Are these the new curries? Because apparently you cook Pokemon in the new curries if you look on the internet.
The Lickitungs. You use like Lickitung tails.
That's
super
There's
weird.
Actual Pokemon tails in some of the curries. So.
And then feeding it to your other Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure Taco Bell is another one as well.
Taco Bell. There you go.
Yeah, there might be. Who knows?
Taco Bella Chew. Yeah, there we go. Got it.
All right, let's get out of here. Plug this thing up. Make sure to head on over to iTunes, rate us, review us, give us the sweet, sweet 5-star rating. It gives us more exposure, gets us out there, lets everybody else see the greatness sometimes that is Cross Atlantic Gaming.
Sometimes we catch lightning in a bottle.
Discord's where we all hang out every day. If you're not sure what Discord is, because I feel like we should talk about this every once in a while for people that aren't certain what it is. It's just a giant messaging app kind of thing with different channels that you can hop into. So if you want to talk about sports, there's a channel that you can hop into, talk to people about sports. We got gaming ones about certain games, that kind of stuff. It's where we all hang out every day, especially if you got a boring desk job like me. It's a great place to just hang out and talk to your friends about games or whatever. Links for our Discord are in the show notes. Come hang out with us for sure. If you'd like to support the show with your hard-earned money, you can head on over to patreon.com/CAG podcast. Oh, excuse me. Every month or every show, we like to shout out our top tier contributor. That is Chaotic. Thanks, Chaotic, for all the support. We also have free articles that we send up, put up on Patreon every week. They are exclusive for a short amount of time for patrons, so if you want to check that stuff out before everybody else, you can definitely do it. But you can go look at that stuff either way. It's a great place to see that kind of stuff. What else? If you want to support us in a different way, we do have a merch store through Spreadshirt. Hook yourself up with a nice Cross Atlantic Gaming hoodie just in time for winter. It's freezing here in New York, so I could definitely use a Cross Atlantic Gaming hoodie. Couldn't you, Chocolate?
I have one. I've got 2. I've been
maybe
rocking
you need
the merch.
3.
Maybe I need a woolly hat. That's my next purchase.
Do we have woolly hats?
I need to double check. I think we do.
If we can get winter like a beanie with that or something, yeah, I'd wear that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure someone else would too. Who knows? If you want to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, we are at CAG Podcast. And if you need to reach out via email for anything, cagpodcast@gmail.com. I'm at Risky the Kid everywhere. Chocolate, how about you?
Oh, sorry, pressing wrong buttons. I am ChocolateBear80 everywhere.
Moose.
Moosenstein 8314 everywhere.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. We'll catch you guys next week for an all-new episode. Goodbye.
Take care.
See ya.
Who's got the dad jokes?
Moose. I got jokes.
Give me my Turkey Day jokes.
All right. So why do you never set the turkey next to the dessert at Thanksgiving?
I don't know.
Because the turkey will gobble it up.
It's good. Chocolate.
What kind of music did the Pilgrims like?
Rock.
Oh, you son of...
Plymouth Rock.
Plymouth Rock, yeah. Son of a gun.
You didn't know that one, Risky?
No, it was a good one. I was trying to look up my own jokes, and I had to wait a second till my brain processed it, and I was like, that was a good one. What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle?
I don't know.
A tire.
True that.
Oh.
Sorry, I just didn't think I could find a good Thanksgiving joke.
You got any more, Bear?
I've got one more.
Okay.
Why was the Thanksgiving soup so expensive?
Why?
It had 24 carrots.
Oh, Bear.
Oh.
That's a good
eats,
one.
what's Thanksgiving soup? Is that a thing?
I've got no idea.
They don't know what Thanksgiving is over there, obviously.
I don't even know the relevance to the joke I said earlier.
All right. Well, here's one to finish them all out. Thanks for listening to the Thanksgiving jokes. And next month it'll be Christmas jokes. So look forward to that. So what always comes at the end of Thanksgiving?
The wishbone?
Nah, bro. The G.
Oh, God. That's horrible.
It's a good one.
That's good.